Hello everybody. I hope you are all doing super duper like I am. And this is day 5 of the 7-day meditation. Lots of changes are happening, shifts are happening for us all. As we are getting settled into our body, being present right here. Let's take a deep breath in. This is your own count now. Another brilliant breath in, this time from the core of the earth, these frequencies, bringing them up through the base to the pedestal. Where we are positioned as a masterpiece, being held on top of the pedestal, anchored through the base to the core of the earth. And this brings us into space-time. So when we're feeling not stable, come back to this. So another brilliant breath in, breathing in through the core of the earth, these frequencies, these fear frequencies, we're bringing them, siphoning them up through the base to the pedestal. And as we're doing this, let's start to visualize our base and the pedestal. What comes to your mind? What is the material made of? The dimensions? How is it for you? There's no right or wrong answer. Just see what appears. Settling into our body, into the base of our spine, and taking that deep breath in from the core of the earth, bringing up these frequencies right through the base to the pedestal, holding. Releasing. This is more real than you may be aware of. It's not a visualization. It does a couple things. From a practical point of view, as I mentioned, it's your anchor. It's your go-to if you need to feel grounded, safe, in your power. We can always go back here. And it takes practice. And then it'll be a very natural response when we get off our mark, when we move into different realities. We'll be able to come back easily, efficiently, and with gentleness. There is nothing about this journey from your timeless self that is meant to put you through discomfort. That's our doing. So taking a deep breath in. As we do, we start to visualize the base that goes from the core of the earth up to the pedestal, and then our pedestal. And as time goes on, it will change. When I first started doing this exercise, I couldn't find a pedestal. Couldn't. And then as time went on, it revealed that I didn't feel I was even worthy of having a pedestal. So taking a deep breath in from the core of the earth, up the base to the pedestal, visualizing. And what this is, by what comes into your mind, it's a gauge. It's a gauge with your proximity with you and your timeless self. Is it a strong pedestal? Is it a strong base? Is it brilliance? Or is it this weak, deteriorated, not really that important base and pedestal? There's no right and wrong answer, and it's not about changing, making the mind change that so it fits into that strong, brilliant, etc. It's about just viewing, hey, this is how I viewed it. And just let that sit. This is where you are now. But your trajectory is something very different. Try not to get discouraged when you become aware of these limitations. You've had them your whole life. You've just never been aware of it. So it's all good. Taking a breath in, and I'm generating frequencies with nature, bringing us all into the present moment, into space-time, into alignment, harmony. This transcends to the I am state. So you may have noticed from other doctrines, dogmas, teachers, gurus, self-help, you name it. So much stuff out there right now. There's so much stuff out there. All great, all fantastic. Some are a little bit more efficient than others. But you might have noticed a lot of people, they spend all the time talking about what it can be like and what it is like as we ascend. Very few people, in my experience, shows you exactly how to get there. And it's simply because they haven't got there. The journey we're on is a very potent one. It's fast, it's efficient. We change, we shift, we ascend, we expand. It's not a discussion. It's experiential. Most of us have done many, many things with an earnest heart to, if you like, heal. In my experience, and I've been on this journey for 35 years now, in all different doctrines, all different. This is the fastest, most efficient, safest way to expand and ascend. One of my journeys is I've spent many years in the Amazon with the tribes, taken pretty well every psychedelic plant medicine you can, many, 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 many times. The strongest DMT there is out there. Medicines that the West don't even know about. And it was an amazing journey for several years. Before that, I was in 12-step programs, over 3 decades. Again, amazing journey. I've been to the ashrams in India. I've tapped into all sorts of different disciplines. The point is, it's not about my journey. This isn't about me. This is about you. I've done my journey. I'm still doing my journey. The point is, I never put down anything I've done on my journey, because everything has led me to the next step, the next level. And like the plant medicines, it showed me a great deal. From past lives to other realities, other universes, my higher self. It goes on. And I always did the medicines, the ceremonies, with great integrity. And I bring this up because integrity becomes more and more essential as we ascend. And then the plant showed me that I'm done. I'm done with the medicines. Taking a breath in, focusing on the lower spine. I'm done with the medicines. Because although it's fascinating out there, it's expansive out there, we're supposed to be here in our body, in this density. And it showed me how to connect to these various forms outside of the third dimension. It showed me how to do it without the medicine. It showed me my own brilliance and power within. That although at the time, for where I was, the medicines helped greatly, and really what it is, plant medicines are really, we are connecting through ingesting plants. We're connecting with the essence, the spirit of those plants. And I learned how to do it without it. Which actually it's much easier. Because when you're out there on something, and I'm not pro or con anything, Everybody has their own journey. That's why the word integrity is so important. But although we're out there, it's quite difficult to stay in your body here. It becomes more challenging. So we don't need that particular journey. We don't need to go to India, to ashrams. We don't need to sit in the lotus position with music on to meditate. We don't need anything to connect with our timeless self. Because we're not really connecting. That implies we're disconnected. Taking a breath in. How can we be disconnected from our essence? Like, how can a drop of the ocean be disconnected from the ocean? How can a grain of sand be disconnected from the desert? It's the same with us. Our filters tell us we're disconnected. It's an illusion. Actually, the whole ascension process is an illusion. Because we're here, fully merged and connected. But because we have filters, we can't see that. So what I'm doing with you, by bringing you into the present moment, bringing in frequencies of nature, is you are becoming centered within yourself, within space-time, as close as you can be. And in this space, our timeless self starts to reveal itself to you. You get to have a bird's eye view of who you are, how you think, the programs you run, the life you lead, the relationships you're in, the fears you have. You get to have an objective bird's eye view. And as a result, you don't take it so personally. This game called life is really not that serious. Now, that's quite a flippant statement to make. But when you get to understand what is going on, if you like, on the other side of the veil, and the veil is getting thinner for all of us. This is what we're doing right now. This is what 2022 is all about. And 2021 and 2020. The veil is getting thinner. I could speak a week on the outcomes of what will happen as the veil gets thinner. But we're starting to understand, and we will start to have clear visions and understandings of how we render ourselves here. And what does that mean, rendering ourselves? And I know all of this is very foreign to most of you. I'm not making it up. This is ancient knowledge that has been passed on to some and suppressed to many. So we start to understand the mechanics of how we render ourselves here. And with those revelations, we start to understand how easy it is to manifest and render ourselves in whatever simulation you wish. But it's a process. It's like if you were staying in a 1-star hotel and then for some reason you were upgraded to a 7-star hotel. You've never stayed in a 7-star hotel. You've never stayed in a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star hotel. The chances are highly unlikely that you would feel uncomfortable. You wouldn't feel that you fitted in. And of course, that would bring up all the non-deserving programs, low self-esteem. It's the same thing here. Our programs are so ingrained in us, we think this is who we are. And once you start to spend more time in space-time and you start to interact and merge with your timeless self, you'll start to see how brilliant you are. And I don't mean about this here, the body, this life. This is 1% of who we are. We start to get to see the other 99%. The brilliance we are, the love your timeless self has for you, the master you are. You've already accomplished it. It's taken trillions of years to get to this form and this part of the evolution process. We made it. We're here. We're created. It's done. But as part of our makeup, the human makeup, part of the evolution process, is to always be seeking the next level, to always be seeking the grander version. We're always looking to expand. Now we can do it in 2 different ways. We can do it by being discontent, incomplete with where we are now in our spiritual journey, our subquantum physics journey, really. And always be yearning and wanting and living in the future of who we could be or how our situation could change. But you're in the same rule set, you're in the same consciousness of the existence you're in right now. It's a hard way of going, and it's what most people teach. Or, another method, is we can take stock of where we are, bathe in the glory of what we've become, how we, in his body, how it works with such meticulousness and precision. And it's so evolved and sophisticated. The technology our body is, we have not been able to create anything close to how our body operates. So we can sit in this and reflect on it. And be pleased by it. with an eye in the future of what we are evolving to, but we're just fine right here. But let's push the envelope and keep going. It's a very different way of looking at things. And by perceiving it through the latter, we're actually raising our frequency. We're tapping into another consciousness with a different rule set. And we start to get to be present and to really just enjoy the moment of everything we're doing. It's similar to the concept when I was talking about more, that concept of more, always needing more, coming from a lack, a space of lack and incompletion. That's the old consciousness. That is the mass consciousness. That's what we're exiting from. We really don't need to heal or fix anything. Taking a deep breath in. Coming into your body, being centered. We really do not need to heal or fix anything. We are perfection. We just have some filters, distortions. Most of them aren't even ours. We've brought them in from past lives, our ancestors. And they may have served us at one time in the evolution process, but they no longer serve us. We are in a new program. We have had a software update. But a lot of us want to hang on to those old programs. It's like having the first iPhone and refusing to upgrade the software. It doesn't work. The apps won't work. So we need to upgrade our own programs. And with the beauty of that, we don't have to do anything. The only thing we need to do is to carry on being in our body in this present moment, here in space-time, to the best of our ability, with that intention. And it will all happen for you. It all comes to you. You know, great geniuses like Nikola Tesla or Einstein, they did this. They went into higher frequencies, different consciousness. That's where they got the inventions from. Nothing comes from here. And they brought it back. But they didn't know how to come back properly. And so they got a bit messed up. And a lot of people out there who are very gifted in the sense that they've been able to understand the mechanics of going into different realities, taking whatever they need and coming back, very few are able to do it properly without getting messed up. There's a whole host of teachers, guides, gurus, coaches, who you can clearly see are having challenges as a result of existing in this dimension and going to the different ones. So I want to create a really strong foundation for you. Because I've been there. And you need to be stable if you really want to explore. And this is what the human potential is now. The veil is getting thinner. Human consciousness is raising. And more things are being available to us than ever before. Those old paradigms of security, of having money, having a relationship, all the things that we've been taught, they're not in the new program. They don't work. We need to update that software. But as we observe the world around us, very few people are willing to let go of those illusions. So they hang on to it more. And as we're observing, people are getting really messed up. And more things are coming out. And will continue to come out. And like last year, this year, we'll have like, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe that person was capable of doing something like that. And these will be high profile cases that are shown to us. And this is the reason why. So let's get really strong. There's no race. There's no hurry. It's happening now for you. Let's get really strong. Build a solid foundation. So you could navigate wherever you wish to and always know you're here. You've rendered yourself here where you're supposed to be. I promise you, you could not handle the brilliance that is on offer. It is done with precision for you. Many times I've had to tell my time to self, can we dim this down a bit? Because I'm going to burst. I'm going to leave you in the space. Disconnect when you want to disconnect. Re-listen to this. You can put it on the background, low volume. The frequencies still work. I work outside of time in these meditations. Time and space is only in this third dimension. Have a beautiful day.